So a topic that we hear a lot is I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I want to go to concerts. I mean, I recently, for my birthday, went to hear my favorite band, U2.
Yeah.
And I'm in this place called the Sphere.
Oh boy.
This is an amazing thing, but I found some of the songs, and this is super embarrassing, but my wife and I both forgot our hearing protection. Like we couldn't even borrow one and share, and we both forgot our hearing protection, which is a huge no-no when you're going to listen to any live concert. It doesn't matter if it's at the fairground, if it's particularly inside a building, like a gymnasium or like a really big event center, it's going to be loud. We're talking like 120 decibels, like can happen quite a bit. So that's just like really, really bad on your ears. So I'm sitting there listening to my favorite band like this. And I'm just kind of like, it's okay to be a nerd. It's okay to look different because no one else is doing this. But I'm doing it because when he goes low, I could kind of, take him out. But sometimes the edge, and they would just start cranking, the drums would start going, and it was really fun. But it was loud. I mean, this is a really scary thing.
Hey, I've got a couple concert tickets this summer. We like loud music sometimes, but we came across a cool article that we wanted to go through about this topic.
That's right.
This article is titled Post-Concert Hearing Loss. After the concert, how to prevent and recover from damage caused by loud noises.
Yeah.
Let's go through it. This will be kind of fun. We actually haven't read through this. We're going to take a look at it for the first time. Let me jump in. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just going to read the first paragraph. Ever been to a concert and left with your ears ringing?
Yes.
I know someone who has.
So tinnitus.
Yeah,
We're
we
talking
call it
about tinnitus or tinnitus.
Yeah, your ears are ringing
And
after
your ears
the
are
concert.
ringing. So what happens in this paragraph goes on, I'm gonna steal your thunder.
Jump
It goes
in.
on to talk about how we have these little hair cells in our inner ear cochlea. The organ of the inner ear is called the cochlea. And these little inner ear hair cells, when they are slammed down and then slammed down and they're being stressed out, sometimes a group of them or a portion of them won't stand back up immediately. And that really stresses your ear. And in fact, if the hair cells drop down, you can have temporary hearing loss, temporary threshold shift. So your hearing used to be this, and now it's shifted down into a level that's a little more muted, a little more muffled.
And usually it's temporary. We call this a TSS or a TTS, a temporary threshold shift. But it says in the article, it's not just about temporary discomfort. Sustained high decibel levels can lead to irreversible hearing loss.
PTS. That sounds
permanent.
That sounds bad.
Permanent
threshold
Permanent
shift.
threshold shift.
So if you have if you're experiencing TTS often in your life, because you're in a band or you're in you're part of an orchestra or something, and you're part of some things that get kind of loud, and you experience TTS over and over, it will lead to PTS, or in other words, permanent hearing loss or permanent threshold shift.
This is pretty cool. We hadn't looked at this article, but it jumps right into talking about temporary hearing changes. It says the symptoms are tinnitus, muffled hearing, and then sensitivity to sound.
I've experienced this.
Yes, so post-concert, that's pretty common. And so sometimes it even says a common issue struggling to understand speech in noisy environments. Sometimes these symptoms can become more permanent, persistent, right? Tinnitus doesn't go away, the muffled doesn't go away, the difficulty hearing doesn't go away.
Ever since I went to the Sphere, I've had this ringing in my ear. Doctor, what can you do?
You know what
These are stories we hear.
every day.
Yeah.
I'm looking for what we can do. The article headline was, what you
how to
can
prevent,
I'm looking through.
How to recover. So let's go for the prevent now.
It's talking about other lifestyle things.
Ooh, here's an interesting thing. If you happen to be drinking at a really loud event, so what you put into your body, smoking, nicotine, caffeine, some of these things are kind of, they're exciting. And so it's like an excitatory type drug, right? So it's getting you lifted. It does change your blood flow. It does restrict things. And that is actually a bad combination. Loud environments with smoking or loud environments with drinking and things like that. It's interesting how that can make it worse.
And this is even taking a detour. It's just talking about lifestyles in general that can be problematic. Smoking, diet, lack of exercise, alcohol, all this stuff. Let's see. Role of alcohol.
Yeah, we're just talking about that.
This is caffeine.
Caffeine and tinnitus.
Perceiving volume levels. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Earplugs.
We're finally getting to some protection.
Your new.
What can we do?
Your new best friend. Earplugs.
Yes. Earplugs, your new best friend.
I know. My wife, she was valuable to me at that concert, but at the time, I really wanted a new best friend.
I've got some good friends, but I didn't
I
realize
wanted
my
a new
earplugs.
best friend. I wanted my earplugs.
Best friend,
She's
that's-
great, but I wanted a new best friend.
Best friend, not like pretty good friend, not
Yeah.
like
Oh, that's
I
a
hang
good,
out with this guy
it's
sometimes.
a colleague. Your best friend in a noisy environment.
earplugs are now your
ultimate best friend.
best friend. Okay, earplugs are the go-to method. Okay, seems obvious.
I feel like an idiot right now.
Should have brought the earplugs.
I know.
They reduce harmful noise. Okay.
By the way, I'm glad I
think
got
this
my
is-
wife.
Oh yeah.
She was awesome. She
Yeah.
was so fun.
Now that your true
is she
best friend.
is she a best friend?
That's-
Yeah.
Sorry,
but
earplugs.
new best friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
I needed the new best friend.
So yeah, okay, and this is kind of cool. It says you can get custom fitted earplugs. We specialize in that. You can get the generic ones that
Which
you
are
can put
great.
in. They're cool. They
Generic are
work.
great.
But you can do custom fitted
Custom
ones.
ones. Yep.
It works great. When choosing them for a concert, it's essential to consider the type of music, personal comfort, and the desired level of sound reduction.
Yes.
Some things to think
Yes.
about.
Yes. Yes.
Because there are some cool musicians' earplugs that have a flat filter in them.
Right.
When you stuff something in your ears, it filters the sound. Some sounds get through better than others. So it creates a level of distortion to the music.
I love it.
But the musicians' earplugs have a special filter in them that's a flat filter.
Yep.
It lets all the frequencies through equally. And so the music is not distorted. It's just quieter.
So he's speaking to something called an NRR, a noise reduction rating. And that's what we look at. So if we say, hey, if you're a rocker and you're going to be at the Sphere and you're going to be at the T-Mobile Arena and you're listening to all these things and they're really loud, you probably ought to have something that has an NRR of 25 or greater. You're trying to get close to 30 because you really want to dampen a lot of sounds. But if you're going to the orchestra, and you're just thinking, you know what, I've got some hearing loss, it does get a little intense at times, maybe you just want an NRR of 10, 15, something that just dampens a little bit to protect your hearing, but still let through some of those, some of the tones. So
And that'll be
that's great.
That'll be a pretty good friend. I mean,
It's a good friend.
pretty good friend. So it also talks a little bit about taking breaks. We talk all the time about how you don't want to listen to loud music for an extended period of time. So taking breaks is good. Stay away from the speakers. The way you position yourself, sometimes you can choose at a concert where you're sitting. And if you're right in front of the speakers, that's going to be problematic.
Question for you. Have you ever had a personal concert?
I don't know what
I'm
this
talking
means.
about?
No.
So you've got your headphones in,
Okay.
and you're in your car.
Ah.
Or not your car.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have headphones in your car. But you're getting ready to mow the lawn or something, and your favorite song comes on, and you're like, you're having your own personal event. And what do you want to do? Go right or left with the volume?
I do this a lot. Well, the inclination is you want to go right.
You want to go right? Let's crank it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's mow this lawn.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
do
lose
this.
my
Let's
voice.
cut some grass.
Let's lose my voice singing so loud.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would
No,
be
I've-
fun.
Some of us have done that.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Ow!
So,
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, so yeah, when you're having your personal concert,
Maybe you need to think about going left, guys.
or if it's gonna be crazy like that, maybe one song, short
Yeah.
period of
Ooh,
time.
yeah, duration of time matters.
Duration matters.
So 15 minutes of personal concert cranked up, 85 decibels plus. Not a great idea.
Starts getting hairy.
It starts-
One song,
starts
3
getting
minutes, 4
hairy.
minutes.
Starts to get less hairy.
Less hairy cell.
Your less hair cells. The hair cells are now being ripped out, reduced, misformed, misplaced, not working like they should. I'm getting red in the face.
Huh.
Holy crap.
So, the summary here, I guess it says use protection,
Mm-hmm.
use protective earplugs, limit the time, and then the final one is keep your distance. If you're close to the concert, stay away from the speakers.
And if
Good
you
article.
forget your hearing protection, you can always nerd out.
Sorry, best friend, you weren't invited.
Oh man, that's so true. You got to remember your best friends.
But protect your hearing. You can't bring it back. Protect it. You want to keep it.
Such a good point. He said you can't get it back. So when it talks about recovering, there are patients that just don't recover. Their hearing changes for a short time and it
Permanent
never comes back. And so it's a use it or lose it system. And so just remember, you came down with 2 ears. Protect those babies. Remember your best friend. Turn it left. Don't rock out for too long. It will have an effect on you. And if it doesn't show up immediately, what we're finding is what we do in our younger years, they kind of show up as we age, as we get closer to 55 and 60. It starts to show up.
Protect it.